chocolate chip cookies, so we're going to make this a quick episode. Welcome everybody back to the epic CSGO Championships, where last time Fnatic beat TSM in a 6-5 coin flip game. If you guys don't know how this works, I'm doing this tournament to figure out what team that I want to root for. I'm not wildly unfamiliar with the sport, the esport, but I want a team. I want some reason to like one team. Now, if I get to know that team better, more than likely I will like them. So in this week's episode, or not this week, today, second episode, we have Navi versus Luminosity. So we're doing a coin flip, best of 11. Fnatic they were down 4-5 in the last two coin flips and came back and won. All right, so we're just going to jump right into it. We're going to probably make this just a few minutes long. So the first off, we have Luminosity. Don't know a whole lot about these guys. I like their color scheme. I like Fallen and Cold. Both of these players I've heard of, and I've seen them play in tournaments, and I think both of those players are pretty good. Bolts and Steel, I don't really know that much about, but I'm sure that if they make it to the next round, I will know more about them. So the farther we get into the tournament, so for the second round, we'll go a little bit more in-depth with the teams, and so on. So by the time we get to the final, we'll be really in-depth with both teams and how they perform or what I think. Shut the fuck up, dog. Anyways, so for this team, I don't really know that much about them, but if they continue, we will get to know them better. So I like Fallen. I like Cold. The rest of the guys, I haven't really heard of these two. I haven't seen them really play. I haven't paid attention to them, I guess. And Fur, I've also heard of him, but I don't know that much about his play style. Navi, I'm a little bit more familiar with. I've seen them play more often. I think they're a better team. Obviously, they're really good. I like their play style. They're actually really slow. I didn't do the pros and cons on these guys because I don't really know that many, so we're just going to kind of leave that blank. For Navi, Zeus is a very good player. I think he's just one of those all-around guys. I feel like you hear him being talked about a lot in like pistol rounds, and I think he's really strong with a pistol, as well as everything else, I'm sure. But we move to Edward. Edward has been around forever, from what I've heard. Seems like a cool guy in interviews. This team all around in general just sounds like really cool dudes. They're a little bit of an older team, I feel like, and I could enjoy rooting for these guys. They seem like they're at the bottom of the first tier teams, so I think that overall, I think they would be fun to cheer for because they're going to be competitive, but they're not always winning, so you don't really expect them to win that much. But it'd be really cool to like root for them and see them beat Envy or Fnatic or NIP, one of those type teams. We move down to Guardian, who is probably one of the best oppers in the game right now. I like the way he plays. He can op super aggressive. He can hold down angles like no other. Just a really, really solid player. Really quiet guy. He seems like he's pretty... Sorry, I keep looking at my pants. He seems like he's a really down-to-earth dude, and I can really appreciate that for the type of position that he's in. Alright, so then we have Seized. Seized, I don't really know that much about him. I haven't really paid attention to him. He takes a kind of back seat to Edward and Guardian, the more like heavy fraggers, I guess, for Navi. So I think that they sorry, I'm reading his like stuff I'm reading his computer specs, and it's kind of dumb because he doesn't have a graphics card in it. Whatever. Anyway, like, you see a graphics card? Like, I don't. I'm kind of lost. But anyways, he seems to kind of take a backseat to those guys. Flamey, the youngest player, he is a very explosive player. I think that he is going places. I feel like he's just one of those kids that you just like tell him what to do and he listens. And for CSGO, that's That's perfect, man. If you're that young and you're able to play with guys that are like 28, I think 28 and 27, then I think that you're going places. You can learn so much from those guys, and then being a good player, you can kind of put your own twist on it and really make yourself useful and good and useful to other teams. So after maybe you get the boot or you become a leader of this team, you got places to go. So I'm kind of rooting for Navi because I know a little bit more about them. I would like to cheer for Guardian and Edward. These two guys are both cool guys. Alright, so let's go ahead and get right into our pick. Alright, so Luminosity versus Navi. Game 1 goes to Luminosity. So we'll do this hand Luminosity. Luminosity's up 1-0. Game 2 is Navi, so it is 1-1. Game 3 is Navi, 2-1. Game 4 is Luminosity, 2-2. Game 5 is Luminosity, 3-2. Game 6 is Navi, 3-3. Luminosity wins Game 7, 4-3. Navi comes back 4-4 now. Luminosity gets their 5th game. If they win this one, they win the thing and they move on. Navi comes back. So this is the second in a row 5-5 that we've had. And Navi, we have another comeback. Congratulations, Navi. Navi with a comeback down 5-4 gets 2 in a row. We're going to move them on to our bracket. So the winner is going to be Navi. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are halfway through the first round. Next one we have Virtus Pro and Envy and Nip and Cloud9. These next two games I'm pretty excited to talk about. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.